Hello, friends, and welcome back to r/IDontWorkHereLady. In today's episode, there are 3 great stories waiting for us. The first one proves that not all stories on this topic end in aggression. The second story is about a rude gentleman who wanted services but didn't want to pay for them. And the third story is about a crazy Karen who wants the manager. So once again, thank you all so much for hitting the like button, and let's get started. Well, I used to work here. Before I begin, I do want to note that this isn't about me trying to one-up people or something. I just felt like it fit the sub, and it happened a while back when I was probably 24. Little backstory. I ride a motorcycle and used to work at Best Buy. I worked in Geek Squad, but would go over to the home theater department to help people out with TVs when they were short a person, just to make my coworkers' lives a little easier. Since we always seemed to get busy when we were short-staffed, I kind of had a reputation for being knowledgeable and friendly, and this was a Best Buy in a very wealthy area, and we'd have a lot of repeat customers. A lot of them knew I rode a motorcycle, so when they saw it out front, I'd park kind of right in front of the store so my buddies in loss prevention would be able to keep an eye on it for me. They'd ask me to help them, which I usually had no problem with. Well, some time had passed and I'd stopped working at Best Buy, but still rode the same motorcycle. But now I lived about an hour away from the store, and on weekends, I'd head down to hang out with some buddies and make a stop at that Best Buy since I still had a lot of friends that worked there. We'd shoot the crap for an hour or two before making my way over to a friend's house. The story begins here. One Friday, I decided I was just going to bail out after work and go directly to a friend's house, so I rode all the way down in my office clothes. I tend to dress simple, which was a blue polo tucked into some khakis. You can see where this is going. A husband and wife asked one of my buddies in loss prevention if CVR 12 was here today, and because I'd passed by him a few minutes prior when I walked in, he said that I was there. He didn't even think what the question actually implied, so he pointed over to where I was, in home theater, talking to a friend, and this couple walked up to me and introduced themselves and explained they were recommended that they talk to me about a new TV and home theater system they wanted to set up. Now, I'm a pretty agreeable guy. I don't mind helping people out and figured instead of making it awkward for them, I'd just help them out real quick. You know, show them what I recommend for a TV, some speakers, etc., then be on my way in a few minutes. Didn't really think a lot of it. So the husband was actually really into technology, specifically home theater stuff. I'd made a recommendation, but then he'd ask about a feature that the item I suggested didn't have. I went full customer support. If this dude is this knowledgeable but still asking me for help, then he really trusts my opinion. I spent 2 hours helping them. I didn't even realize. My phone was blowing up from my friends texting me, asking where I was. I'd excuse myself and text back. The couple asked multiple times if they were keeping me and if I needed to go, and I waved my hand and said, "Don't worry about it." Never once did I understand that they were probably asking me if I was supposed to have clocked out by now. I finally get them up to the register, and the GM is there. He smiles and comes over and gives me a big hug. We were really close. He says, "CVR 12, it's been like a month. Great to see you again, man." Still programming where I lived? I told him I was, and the couple looked at me confused. The GM asked if they were my parents, and then they looked even more confused. You know what's funny? But I never thought about the fact that all this time they thought I was an employee. I didn't think about the fact that I was helping these complete strangers out. I just had a good time talking about TVs and stereos. So the wife caught on first. "Wait, you don't work here?" That's when I felt extremely embarrassed. I almost sheepishly fessed up. "No, used to, but I haven't worked here in like 6 months. I'm a programmer now. I work up north." The wife turned beet red and started apologizing. The husband started cracking up. I mean, borderline rolling on the floor. They thanked me over and over again for helping them when I didn't need to, and I shouldn't have felt obligated, etc. I'm friends with both of them on Facebook now. We chat every now and then, and I even hung out with them a few times. Here's our second story. I tried to be polite. Now, F off. I hate people who ask me things when I'm not working. I had this happen to me. Back when I worked for Phone Carrier, I was shopping at Discount Grocery picking up some snacks. I was not wearing my work clothing at all, blue jeans and a hoodie. An older gentleman comes up to me as I was picking up a cabbage and asked me a question about his phone. Now, I don't recognize him at all, but I assumed that he was in my store at some point and saw me working. I politely told him that I was in a hurry to be somewhere and really didn't have time to answer his question. I told him when I would be in the store next and said, "Have a nice day." He responded with, "But I can't use my phone. I need your help, please." I responded with, "I'm not supposed to help phone carrier customers off the clock for legal reasons. I have to go now, bye," and began to walk away. He grabbed my elbow and then once again pled with me to help him. I pulled my elbow away and said, "Don't touch me," in an angry voice. "I told you I can't help you and tried to be polite, but you ignored that, so F off." He harumphed and stalked away. 2 days later at my store, I start work at 1 o'clock on a Monday and showed up about 20 minutes early. I entered through the back door like I always do, started changing clothes in the men's bathroom. After that, I played on my phone in the manager's office until it was time to clock in. At 2 minutes before 1, I walked onto the sales floor and clocked in at the computer in the back of the room. After that, I looked up and saw the rude gentleman from Discount Grocery making a beeline towards me. He says, "Can you help me now?" in that condescending voice that angry people use. I responded extremely cheerily with, "Welcome to Phone Carrier. How can I help you today?" He yelled back, "You damn well know what I want. Now fix my phone." I finally took a look at his phone for the first time, and it belongs to Other Phone Carrier. I respond with, "This phone belongs to Other Phone Carrier. Do you have an account with us?" Other Phone Carrier is one of those cheap prepaid carriers who have no customer service, but their phone works on our service. He responds with, "No, you people are way too expensive, but Other Phone Carrier won't help us, so I came here as you run their service." I smile and respond with, "I'm sorry, but we only service phones that have accounts with Phone Carrier. You're going to have to ask them. However, if you want, I could transfer your service over to Phone Carrier, and then I would be able to help you. You want to do that?" He yelled, "No, damn it, I don't want to do that. I told you people are way too expensive. I'd never pay what you charge. Now you going to fix my phone or not?" I reply, "I'm sorry, but if you don't want to pay for our service, I can't help you. Have a nice day." So he storms out, slamming our door, and yells, "I'm going to tell everyone what horrible customer service you have here." And our third story of the day. I want a manager. I want a manager. Background. I rent a small office space that's connected to a much larger consignment and antique store. My business has no relationship with the larger store and has its own entrance from the front sidewalk. Due to the size of the space, I do not have my own break room or restroom, and I use the store's employee area. At the rear of my space, there's a door that opens into a hallway leading to the employee area. This hallway is visible from the front desk/checkout counter, and thus our story starts. This IDWHL happened last Tuesday. It was lunchtime, and I opened the rear hallway door and was headed to the employee break room when I heard a woman ranting at a sales associate at the front desk. Me equals me. SM is store manager. SA is sales associate. CK is crazy Karen. CK, I demand to speak with the manager now. SA, my manager's out at lunch right now. He'll be back in a few minutes. She then saw me in the hallway and pointed at me. CK, you, I need you over here now. Me, I'm sorry, I don't work here. I rent the space next door. CK, bullcrap. You just don't want to deal with customers. Now get over here and do your job. Me, I really don't work here. Sorry. I paused in the hallway to watch as this was getting good. It was at this point that the store manager returned and approached CK at the counter. SM, ma'am, can I help you? I'm the store manager. CK looked her up and down and yelled, I want a manager. Manager. Making it a point to emphasize the word man. SM, ma'am, I can assure you I'm the store manager and I can help you. CK, bullcrap. I want to see your manager over there. Pointing at me. And I want him. I want a manager. I want a manager. SM, ma'am, I am the store manager and the only one who can help you. If you continue to raise a disturbance, I will insist that you leave. At this point, CK threw her hands up in the air and walked around the counter and proceeded towards me in the hallway. CK, you are a man. You must be the manager, and I demand you help me. Me, I already told you I don't work here. I rent the space next door. I'm just back here to use the break room as I don't have one in my office space. CK, bullcrap, bullcrap, bullcrap. Why the hell are you wearing a suit then? Why, if you're not the manager, then why are you dressed as one? Why? Me, I'm done with you. The SM here has offered to help you and you're too dense to listen. Listen to my words carefully. I don't work here. This just set CK off even more, and she proceeded to scream more obscenities and ranted as she stormed out about how she was going to tell everyone she knew never to shop at this store. After she was gone, I asked the SA what this was all about. Apparently, the woman was interested in a dining room table that had only 6 matching chairs and she needed 8. The table was on consignment and the SA was explaining that they did not have any more, nor could they order them as they don't know who the manufacturer was or even if the manufacturer was still in business. She had the names of a couple of local carpenters who could make similar chairs, but they would likely not match 100%. This apparently was not an acceptable answer. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.